everybody and welcome back. On today's video, I'm actually going to be creating this look right here using the brand new Bad Habit Cult Mystics palette. Now, this is supposed to be a new, more pricey but also luxurious palette that they did come out with. It does retail for $24. So anyways, if you are interested to see how I got this look right here, make sure to stay tuned. But I am going to warn you, this is a talk through. I tend to get a bit rambly, and guess what? No surprise, this girl got a little rambly. So I would suggest grab your Zevia, grab your water, or grab your coffee, tea, popcorn, or snack of your choice. Sit down, sit back, relax, or get ready with me, one of the two. I don't know. I mean, it's long enough that you definitely could get ready probably a couple times. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into the Cult Mystics palette by Shophush. As you guys know, I'm not sponsored or affiliated or anything. You can pick this up off of their app. It does retail for $24. It is supposed to be a dupe for the Pat McGrath Mothership palette or something. This is a total of 10 eyeshadow palettes. 10 eyeshadows. First video of the day. Okay, so this is what it looks like. They do claim, this is by Bad Habits, Bad Habits does claim that this is a whole new formula that is completely different than their other formulas. This is supposed to be like their luxe eyeshadow formula. So I'm very, very curious to kind of compare them. I have been like dabbling around with it, but not enough to like really, I guess, totally form an opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them for you guys. One thing I want to mention is, yes, it's $24. The Fantasia palette is $16. You get a total of 15 shades. The one difference I see right off the bat is you get 2 grams more in this Mystics palette. Is it called Mystics? Yeah, Mystics palette. So there is a total gram weight of 17.8 grams. Each pan is 0.63 ounces. Now in your typical Natasha Denona dupe palettes, you get 15 grams and 0.53 ounces. So, I mean, you can see gram weight, ounces, and things like that is definitely bigger. The bigger pan size, you definitely still get a mirror, and it's in their standard type of packaging. There's no, I don't see a difference in the packaging other than it's larger. I will say that graphic wise, I keep looking in my mirror because I'm like looking at the packaging. Graphics wise, it's definitely, you guys can see, I mean, it's definitely more artwork has been put into this palette, which I do think is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. So let's go ahead, I'll zoom you guys in. Well, actually I'll do swatches first, then I'll zoom you guys in and we'll get into a look with these shadows. Okay, so here are all 10 shades on the arm. I think that they're really pretty. They're pigmented. Honestly, I feel like they swatch just like the other ones. There's a little bit of chunk to them per se, but I will say, feeling wise, like dipping in and actually swatching these, it does kind of feel like the shadows are pressed a little bit firmer. So obviously I always tell you guys, swatches don't mean a hill of beans, so we're going to go ahead and start with the application process. Okay, so I've got you guys completely zoomed in. This is going to be a talk through, which means my video is going to be a little bit longer because Mama rambles. I mean, I totally ramble, but you guys really seem to like my talk throughs, so I'm gonna give you what you like. Anyways, we are going to go in and start off as a transition shade using Vision right here. Now, I know my lights kind of drown out the color a little bit, but this is like a darker taupe. Now, I will tell you guys there is some kick up to this palette. I will say that it doesn't feel like it is as softly pressed as their typical palettes right here. So I'm still going to tap the brush and let's apply. next I want to go in with the shade right here, Karma, because I'm feeling edgy, guys. I am first going to start off with not wetting the brush, and we're going to see how payoff is. I'm just going to go in with my e.l.f. shadow brush. I'm going to make sure to tie up because history with Bad Habit blues, they get everywhere, like all over. Oh. Dang. Okay. Totally wasn't expecting that. Definitely the shade you see in the pan is what you are seeing come out on the eye. Mind you, I did not wet my brush at all. This is just going straight in with this shadow, y'all. Okay, I'm pretty impressed with this. I mean, the fallout, zero fallout as of right now, guys. Okay, so that Karma shade that we just used right here, that is a shade that I have not used at all in this palette, so that this is definitely going to be a first impression on the shade. So I'm going to go in next with the shade Resurrection, which is like a deep dark chocolate. We're getting smoky crazy up in here. So I'm just going to switch over to a Luxie brush. This is the Tapered Blending 205 brush. Yeah, I would definitely say these mattes have been pressed a bit firmer than what their typical shadows are. Now I'm just going to go right here in the crease real lightly. I'm going to tap first and then blend. Keep in mind, I'm not a makeup artist, just a makeup enthusiast. We're going to drag a little underneath the eye of the Resurrection shade. Okay, so with my finger, I am going to go into this, I think it's called Transcend. Yeah. And this is the duochrome. This is the topper I was talking about. I think I'm just going to plop a little bit in the middle. You can see that? Wow. I'm going to go towards the inner too. And leave the dark on the outside. And just kind of push that nice and lightly right in there. Ooh, girl just got crazy up in here, y'all. Oh my goodness. So I'm just gonna buff right through here a little bit more. I mean, it could be me, but I feel like it's just a smidgen on the patchy side, which definitely could be operator error. But I think if I just blend a little bit more, it'll look a little bit softer. Okay, so I am going to go in with a little pencil brush into the shade External. Whoops, right here. I think that's the shade name. Sorry guys, I'm like glancing at them. Internal. It's internal, not external. Sorry. We're just going to plop a little bit right up in here and right in the inner corners. Just a little bit. I will tell you guys that Transcend color that gave the duochrome shade really it's falling out. There's a lot of fallout, so I would definitely suggest using some sort of like glitter glue, maybe do a little concealer. I would try so hard to enunciate things correctly for y'all. But this Transcend shade right here, this duochrome that I use, there's a lot of fallout with that one. So I would definitely suggest using a glitter glue, a concealer on here, and not setting the concealer and just packing it right on. Or maybe using a little MAC Fix Plus on here. I do want to mention before I hop off here to do my eyeshadow or eyeliner and mascara, the one thing that I am noticing is that duochrome shimmer is not accentuating any type of texture. So I think what I'm going to do just to play around with it a little bit more for y'all, I am going to apply some on my flat e.l.f. brush and apply a little bit of MAC Fix Plus on here and just dab a little bit on here just to see if it like causes any texture. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Oh, that is so pretty. And it's not. I would definitely say they looks like they maybe actually did change the formula a little bit, because when I was doing this with the After Charge palette, It looked so crazy textured. This does not look textured at all. So you guys just saw me do it both ways with the MAC Fix Plus. Like I said, there's definitely fallout with that shade, so I don't know if the MAC Fix Plus will help it a little bit. I actually did get a little bit of glitter in there. My eyes are getting a little itchy and irritated. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hop off. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back, and like I said, for mascara, I did use the new Hourglass Caution Mascara. I love this mascara because typically, you guys know, I go through like a whole array of like 3 different items I put on my lashes, which is normally the L'Oreal Primer Base, and then the Essence Lash Princess, and then I go in with the Kush Mascara. I just went in with this, and this is all I've been using lately, and I kind of like the fact that I don't have to have multiple steps to achieve the look, the lash look that I want. And then again, I told you guys I went in with the Rodial Smoky Eye Pen in the shade Black, and then on my lips I just have a little bit of the AOA Studio Girl Power, this really pretty like iridescent lip gloss. I just think it's so fun. Look at that, it's like a duochrome. Anyways, that's just what's on my lips, nothing else. And let's go ahead and talk about this look, you guys. Now I told you, Bad Habit made the claim that they changed the formula, and I thought, no you didn't. All you did was just give us more and charge us a butt ton more. And I have to say, granted, I'm going to try and remember to do like a final check-in for you guys. Like I said before, I'd only been playing with this shade and this shade, and the one thing I noticed with this shade is if you do not use any type of like concealer or glitter primer, you're going to have a lot of fallout. So I did use the MAC Fix Plus today, which really helped to pop it even more. I think that shade is absolutely gorgeous. You guys saw the swatches on this palette, and I felt like they swatched just like their typical shadows. So the only difference that I've noticed thus far is the fact that the blue is definitely, you know, nice and rich and creamy, and it doesn't have as much fallout. The shadows definitely do not have as much kick up as they typically do. I didn't notice the fallout that you know, a lot of people complain about, but you guys know I am like queen of tapping the brush because I can be very heavy-handed at times. So I try and be very mindful of that. I do want to mention that over top of my Rodial liner, I did go in with this black shade, and I just used a Morphe angled brush. This is a PK45 brush. Just barely tapped it in there, tapped the brush, and then I just kind of stamped it to kind of fake a wing because I'm not the best at wings. So I did go in with that black. The black just, it really reminds me of their standard black shadows that you find in like the Athena or the Aphrodite palette. So I didn't feel like that was really different, but they really didn't need to improve that black shadow because that black shadow is so pigmented. I am so blown away and happy with this blue, because the one thing I find with a lot of blue shadows is the pigmentation. Okay, so like you'll swatch it and it goes from this looking blue and vibrant in the pan to swatching it and it's like this grayish type of blue, and this blue is beautiful, guys, beautiful. What you see in the pan is what you get in your swatch and what you get on your eye. So that had me really excited. It is definitely better than the blue that they had in the Lightspeed palette. I absolutely could not stand that palette. I thought it was poo. I thought it was just a waste. And I mean, the fallout was so unreal. It looked like I had like major panda eyes going on. So anyways, so far I used this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. And I really like the shadows. I do think that they're great shadows. I'm still a bit bothered by the $24 price tag. Now, for me, there's kind of two ways that I can look at this, okay? I've never used a Pat McGrath palette. I would absolutely love to hopefully one day own a Pat McGrath palette to really test out those shadows to see how the formula is. I hear the Pat McGrath formula is beautiful, like amazing to work with. That the pigmentation, the buildability, or whatever you want to call it, like everything about a Pat McGrath shadow is supposed to be a dream to work with. So with that being said, I would love to test this formula out up against it. So, moving back to the, you know, some of the shades in here, I loved Karma. I thought this Karma Blue was absolutely gorgeous. I thought it worked really well. I will say that I kind of felt like this one was patchy, but again, it could be operator error. I mean, I think that with some of these shades, I mean, look at that, y'all. That is so pretty, but I think that there's enough here that you can come up with multiple looks. Definitely kind of finesse this dark chocolatey shade. And let me know if you have this palette, if you have an issue with it getting patchy, because like I said, I am not a makeup artist. I just kind of wing it and hope for the best. But for whatever reason, I felt like that shade out of all of them did get a bit patchy on me. But I'm loving the Karma. I am loving Karma, and I'm loving Transcend together. I mean, ooh, those two shades together, gorgeous. I kind of jumped all over the place, guys. I mean, I went on my Pat McGrath tangent, and I started to tell you guys my feelings on this palette for the $24. I feel like for $24, me personally, unless you are absolutely in love with these shadows, I don't know if it is one where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Yes, yes, yes. Do I think the formula works well? Yeah, I do. I do think that the formula works well. Like I said, for this particular look, I will definitely give you guys an end of the day, you know, how it wore, the longevity's there. Okay guys, I was getting ready to take my bath and get ready for bed, and I'm like, oh, I need to do a final check-in. So here we go, guys. As you guys can see, it is not that shade of blue that it was when I first applied it. It has kind of worn off a little bit up through like my creasing area. I don't know what that's all about. I think that, you know, some of the colors on the brow bone, that like chocolate color that I was worried was getting a little bit patchy, I think those colors wore well, but I'm a little sad on the blue. I will tell you guys that duochrome, or that duo shade, did not fall down anymore since I have applied that MAC Fix Plus on it. I think that did really well. I don't think that it looks like horrible, but I mean, I'm trying to get it so you guys can see. Like right through here has definitely faded a lot. I typically don't have that issue at all, like ever. So I'm a little disappointed, honestly, on the way it wore. I'm definitely gonna play around with this palette a bit more and figure it out a little bit more, kind of see if I need to maybe switch the concealer, maybe go in with like my Urban Decay primer potion, something like that. But I will say, by far, out of my typical Bad Habit palettes, I just don't feel like this one wore as well as it normally does, which is a shame because you paid more for the palette. So, by the way, if you're curious about my nail polish, I know a lot of y'all always ask. This is the Kale polish in the shade Zoe. And other than that, that's all. Oh, nope, that's not all. I did forget to tell you guys, as far as ingredient list goes, the one thing I did notice is typically on some of the shadows, talc is the first ingredient. Not with all of the palettes, but with, you know, some of them. And mica was actually the first ingredient in this palette, then talc was the second. So I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye. I'm just a little sad that I keep seeing their prices like get, you know, higher and higher and higher, because my whole thought behind Hush or Shophush, whatever you know, is they became known for their dupable or dupe palettes, and they, you know, made it to where people who can't afford the high-end $65 palettes were able to purchase these for $10. Now I know a lot of y'all came from me when I mentioned it in one of my "Is it a dupe or just a waste of money" videos, that, you know, oh well, they're bigger and, you know, they're getting more recognition and they need to pay the people and everything. And I do get that, but at the same time, my big fear is, they have made it to where, like I said, people can come out and afford these high-end palettes and get great quality for such a less price. And now this $10 palette is $14. Now granted, you're still getting free shipping, but you know, and then some of you guys did mention it's because they're using affiliate codes and they've got to pay their people. And for me, I don't know. I mean, I kind of look at it like I would want to keep the price as small as possible because you are able to reach more people with your affordable pricing. Now again, this might stem back from you know, me going back to my roots when I was a divorced mother of 3, single, trying to pay my bills, and the last thing I could even think about getting is like a high dollar palette. So, you know, coming across a $10 amazing palette was like God sent to me. So I am a bit bothered. I personally don't feel it's worth the $24. I just don't. I think it's a great palette. I do feel that they've changed the formula and they are a bit more pressed. They're not as soft, but I don't feel like it's worth the $24, guys. And I know some of you guys are gonna just reap me to filth or whatever it is called in the comments below, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's just my opinion. I just feel like that Shophush came on the market for affordability, and I'm seeing their prices go up and go up and go up. And yeah, okay, so maybe you have to hire more people. I get that, but did you have to hire so many more people with as many products that you're selling that it okays, it justifies raising the prices? Because if you guys actually look, on their website, some of their palettes that aren't as popular, say Inferno, for example, you're not really seeing those prices jump. You're seeing the price jump on the ones where everybody wants it. So that's where I'm kind of starting to question Shophush as far as, like, you know, are we getting greedy, or do we legitimately need to raise the price? I don't know. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, that's all for today's video. I know it became a ramble fest, but hashtag Team Hot Mess, right? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more of my content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, but you have to click it twice. Like, hit that little push bell notification twice, so it's not just occasional that you get my notifications, it's all the time. And I do upload 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and I do have a giveaway going on. Can you tell I'm all over the place? I still have my 5K giveaway going on for you guys, so make sure to check the link down below. I do want to touch base on that a little bit. It is through Gleam, and what you have to do is click the link, go there, and then an itty bitty little print, like towards the middle of the page, they'll have like a login. And you can like log in through your Facebook, or I think it might be Twitter or Instagram, I can't recall, or even email. And that is how you go ahead and enter into my giveaway. The giveaway is over August 23rd, so make sure to enter into that. And that's it. So until next time, my friends, as always, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye. Oh, and if you want to see more, I'll have some videos. Popping up for you guys, so you can just click one of them videos and you can keep watching me, because who doesn't want to watch a hot mess in action? I know. If you want to subscribe, also my face is gonna come up and you can just write on me.